Thank you for your effort today. A little bit challenging, I'm sure. So we are entering into the fifth house, the house of Leo. Leo is ruled by the sun, and it is a fire sign, the second now fire sign in the zodiac. And we've come from this place in the fourth house, right, where we talked all about having sort of basically like the house in good order, right? A good foundation, our relationships being in harmony, our home life being in harmony, and also our internal world, our internal waters being in harmony, having some healing there, having some reconnection happen, whether it's deeper into our own psyche or our actual relationships around us, probably both, which clearly, when you think about that, it gives us such a strong foundation to move into the place where the sun is dominant, right? Where the sun just wants to shine effortlessly and unconditionally. Now, Leo often gets quite the rap for being like very self-centered and very like attention grabby and, wanting to be seen and these sorts of connotations or projections. And I think that can be true. I think that there's always a lower and a higher octave to all of the signs. So we have probably brushed up against some of that. It's easy to kind of throw Leo into that category. And so what I like to advocate for is to really just consider the energy of the sun, and that the sun is like the most important living force, right, to our existence. And it gives and it gives and it gives, but it never really asks for anything in return, right? And when we think about that sort of Leo charismatic, shining star, it's the house of creativity, right? It's the house of romance, the house of babies. So it's like there's all this light and love around all of those subjects, all of those themes. But it isn't necessarily that it needs to have that. It's just that it naturally is oriented to receive that. And so that's what it gets. It's the sun, right? We love laying in the sun. We love worshiping the sun. We love that the sun allows us to grow our vegetables and our fruits and our life. We love when it's light outside. We love the sunrise, the sun setting. But it isn't as if the sun is coming into us and saying, look at me, look at me, look at me, right? It just is the energy that it is. So this is Erin R. I think she's here on the call. Erin, this is your chart. And, right away we can just look to find Aries. And then we can see Jupiter, having moved into Aries, is now coming into your fifth house. And your Jupiter already is in Aries in the fifth house. I don't know if you knew that. So that's pretty powerful. I would definitely, because that's so strong, just to be mindful, right, of like what that can mean to like have what I feel like this is a natural inclination to have a lot of presence in whatever it is that you want to do this year. So if you are like an outward facing in your work, in your environment, in your home, there's going to be a lot of energy to just support you in your creativity, to support you in your romance, to support you in making a baby if you want to make a baby. But if you don't, be mindful because Jupiters are there. It's real. It's so real. So, but it's giving you a lot of natural support for your own charisma and really what it is, even if there isn't like an agenda, like, oh, I want to put this album out or I'm an artist. It's very much around creativity, but it also is just confidence, feeling really at home in ourselves and just feeling really at home in how we are addressing the world around us and how the world is responding to us. So leaning into that. And then we'll just go in and we'll read a couple of pages. It's not too long. So Jupiter in the fifth house. At this time, your creative self-expression grows as never before. You find the courage to be yourself and to express yourself to others without fear or apology, but without selfishness or egotism. This has the immediate effect of improving your relationships with others tremendously. This transit by itself is not usually enough to bring about a sexual relationship, but it certainly helps one that begins at this time. Because you don't feel that you must hold yourself back from another person, it is possible to have a truly authentic relationship with someone in which each of you knows who the other is. If you have children, this transit will improve your relationship with them, and there will probably be many occasions when you feel proud of them, and you are able to give them whatever they need for their own development without feeling in any way diminished. Your creative potential is also increased. If you have any artistic aptitude at all, this transit may very well bring it into play. You will produce more work, and it will be completely expressive of yourself. Also, if you are working in a creative or artistic field, you may possibly make more money than usual with your art or craft. Love relationships will also expand the range of experience in your life. You may encounter persons from a radically different background or from a different country, but no matter what their origin, any relationship at this time will teach you more about the world than you ever dreamed possible. But the most important point about this transit is that it brings you the opportunity for personal growth and increased wisdom, along with greater freedom of self-expression. You do not feel it necessary to hide from the world anymore, even if you did before. In fact, there may even be a danger that you will act in an overbearing manner. This depends largely upon your attitude prior to this transit. Most people will respond only with a healthy increase in self-assurance and self-expression. So that is that. So what we want to do, and what we were doing with this set, and also doing those meditations, right, to really bring a sense of strength into the nervous system. Because when we're in that placement where we're receiving so much magnetism and it's coming so effortlessly, it's good to create a field of protection, right? And we start with that internal world, the nervous system, the glandular system, the physical body, and then working through that whole 10-body system. So working it out into the aura, the arc line, the magnetic field, right? Understanding where we're putting our projection each day, where we are putting our intention each day. So we're really moving with that intention, even as life is flowing to us very effortlessly. We want to keep that sort of Saturnian discipline to help us stay very strengthened. Because also, people get envious, right? When we encounter people with like strong projections, it can bring up what we like to call the petty tyrant, right? The people that kind of want to come in and break that down. So